Thank you. Yo, are we live? Welcome back to the Brotherly Love Ball podcast. This is the 11th podcast here, and we are a week out from the first game for the Union. So we will look into that game against Defense Force from Trinidad in the Champions Cup, as well as into Union transfer news and just overall MLS predictions. So we'll start off this week. The Union signed Agustin Anello. They confirmed the transfer. He's a forward from Boston River in Uruguay, and this transfer is estimated around 2.2 million, which is a lot for a Union transfer. He's going to be another forward for depth, playing him behind Damiani and Aladu. And this is a really interesting move because it feels like we're now pretty loaded at the forward position, but they decided to go ahead and sign another guy.
Yeah, I was surprised to see another forward come in. Overall, just seeing another transfer, I didn't expect it, especially because we're not used to spending money in the offseason. But he's from the same team as Damiani, I believe, or the same team he was on loan to before we bought him. But I don't think there are too high expectations for him at the moment, seeing as there are a bunch of other options up there. But it'll be interesting to see if he plays and if he plays well.
Yeah, and he actually got an assist in the game on Tuesday against Montreal, the final friendly of the year. And following that, we'll look into it. It wasn't the best showing for the team. They lost 4-2, but I don't think it was actually too bad. They got a lot of guys playing time, and Ilowski scored a brace. He had a beautiful goal to kick off the game, go up 1-0 from the assist from Frankie Westfield. But it wasn't too bad. They conceded 3 goals in the second half, but they're trying new things out. They're letting new guys play. So it's not the end of the world, and I don't really think it's very showing of how the season will go. It was very chippy, lots of fouls. The Montreal coach actually got sent off. But overall, I wouldn't be too mad at the result. Just getting a lot of guys out there, and we got some insight into who would play most this year.
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing seeing it was they blew a 2-1 lead to go down 4-2, but we can't know everything that happened, all the changes. So we can hope that it was just getting minutes around and moving the players around, trying new stuff. But it's not a good look if they were playing full out. That wouldn't be good. But it was a good showing for Miloski from what we've seen, and hopefully they're in form for the Champions Cup.
Yeah, and I think the main takeaways from this game were they started a lineup that I think will end up being the starting 11 throughout the season. Definitely to start the season. It's too close to change up the lineup now. But that back line, I think it's going to be Harriel, Larson, McHugh, and Westfield playing left back. I don't think we're going to get that left back signing, and even if we do, it's way too close to the start of the season to actually change it up and let someone else start. So Westfield, I think, will take that left back position, and it looks like Larson will start at center back, which is great because that's what they wanted. Obviously, not a lot of options back there. Sundstrom and Martinez would be the other 2 options at center back. But I think it's good to see Larson start. He's kind of the big signing to replace Glesnes. So I think this is a good move overall for the Union to see both of these guys playing well and having Larson pair well with McHugh.
Yeah, it's good seeing the new transfers come in, settling in well, looks like. We definitely want to get him minutes, especially as a starter for the money we paid for him. So it's a good sign there, especially if he's going to get minutes, a lot of minutes, and hopefully he'll be a good replacement.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is Olowski's really broken himself out as the big guy for the team. He'll be the star, I think, this year. And actually, I don't know if Damiani will keep that starting spot the whole year. I think Anello, obviously, he got the assist. He'll have a push for the spot. Maybe you move Olowski up top once Sullivan comes back, play Sullivan out wide instead of Olowski. Maybe Stas Korzeniowski gets time, and especially with Aladu, he played well. He had good hold up, so I think Carnell was really happy with what he saw from Aladu. So maybe it becomes just one man up top, or Aladu next to Olowski, or something else.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of competition up there, especially with how many options they have now. If you have a couple off games, I think it's going to get switched out. So everyone, that competition will hopefully put them all on their A game, and we'll see a lot of good competition out. With all the games they have, especially this year, the depth is going to help them out, but it is going to help spread those minutes around. So we'll see who comes out of that with the starting spot. I do think Olaski's going to be pretty concrete in the starting lineup.
Yeah, definitely. And assuming nothing else changes, I think the same lineup we talked about last week will go into the start of the season, and maybe, like I said, Korzeniowski and Anello push for Damiani's spot. I don't think you can drop Aladu. You need to just let him get his time and build into the role. He's only 20. He's a U22. He's the biggest signing in club history. So a lot to look at from him, and hopefully he'll do really well. And then looking forward, a week from today, the Union open their season in Trinidad against Defense Force, and this is the first leg of our CONCACAF Champions Cup first round game. And I think the lineup, like I said, it'll be the same. And Defense Force, they're at the top of the league right now in Trinidad, so they're probably they're the best team from Trinidad that we could play. And there's not really a lot of information about the team, to be honest. The league is pretty not well covered, but their main guy is Kevin Molino, who he's 35, but he played for Columbus Crew, Orlando City FC, and Minnesota United, and he's the 5th all-time goal scorer for Trinidad. So he's kind of a star there, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him as the main guy. He scored 14 goals this season already. So
Yeah, I think coming into this game, Union are heavy favorites even without playing. Trinidad League is obviously in season right now, but I think coming in, the Union are going to be heavy favorites. I think they're going to just have to defend the long ball because Defense Force is going to knock it up high and try to get Kevin Molino on the ball. Just have someone hang up there. Just try to absorb attacks. Try to hang around. Come out with maybe a 0-0 draw. Try to, at least. Or keep it close. Maybe score a goal. But it'll be very close, I think. Worrisome if they get towards the end of that game and it's still scoreless because you never know. Having the home field advantage, you can always get that lucky bounce, especially because we know it's not the best field in the stadium. So you never know when that bounce is going to happen. And they know the field well, and they're at home, of course. You can have the atmosphere behind you. So I think it's going to be a little worrisome coming down to the end, but I think they should take care of and get the job done down in Trinidad.
yeah, I mean, I think it'll be a pretty scrappy game as all CONCACAF games go. I think we'll see a lot of crazy stuff. Obviously, in the last time we played in Champions Cup, we had a dog run on the field, and it doesn't get more CONCACAF than that. But I think it'll be scrappy. I think even if you do escape 0-0 or 1-1, just any draw, I think you'll be fine. You're coming back home. You've got the home fans. It's going to be electric when you come back. I think it'll be the home opener. I'm pretty sure that Champions Cup game it will be. I don't think we'll see the best Union, obviously. And even if you lose, you just need to keep it close. You don't want to go down big, but even a 1-goal deficit, you should come home and really just blow them out the park. It shouldn't be close. Defense Force's attack, it's hard to say what's going to happen. They just transferred out Isaiah Lecoq, who is he's their top attacker as well, a top scorer, and he transferred out. So it'll be unknown to really see how they'll come out and play. But I think I've got the Union winning this game, or at least coming out with the draw. I'll say, 3-1 Union. I don't know. What about you?
Yeah, I think, especially after seeing last year in the first round against Saprissa, I think they just need to avoid the chaos. I think just try to get the job done. Because you saw they came the away leg. Of course, it started off with that horrible own goal from Glesnes where he hit the ball from the 50 over Blake and into our own net. They managed to come back, but it was really close coming home. Hectic game at home. Went to extra time. Elliott got sent off. No, not Elliott. One of our center backs got sent off. And, I mean, it was just a crazy game. Ua ended up getting the winning goal in extra time. But you just need to avoid that chaos because it's not going to be a good way to start the season. It's your first game. You want to start off strong. So I think if they just keep it simple and get the job done, I think they should come out of there. I think down in Trinidad, I think maybe they come away with a 2-0 win. I don't think it'll be anything too crazy. But they should definitely look to get on their feet and put up a bunch of goals at home because I really think they should.
Yeah, it'll be a great game, and really excited for the Union season to start back up. It's been, 3-4 months, but it hasn't been too long a wait, I don't think, with all the other sports going on. Excited to see the Union come back, and it's so early, February. We still have snow on the ground here in Philadelphia, so we'll see how it all works out, and it'll be a great season. And if we move on, we'll be playing Club America, who last night drew 0-0 with Olympica to end the series 2-1 on aggregate. So we'll play Club America, who obviously we have a really rich history with. Only playing them twice, but 2-0 losses and just such a dramatic CONCACAF Champions League back then semifinal where we went down, lost 2-0. Bizo lost his tooth. His tooth got knocked out, and it was probably one of the craziest games I've ever seen at Subaru Park. The atmosphere, all the Club America fans.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it was a scrappy game then. Like you said, Biza got his teeth knocked out. No call, of course. It was a very controversial game, I think. We gave away a penalty, I think, in both games. I pretty sure I disagreed with both of them, even just from an objective point of view. But they're a good team. I think that would be a really tough game. I don't know what the state of the team. We don't know much about us now, but I think just going off of past history and the type of club that Club America is, that's going to be a really tough game. So, I mean, of course they have to get past Defense Force first, but that would be a difficult matchup, and I don't know how to call that right now.
Yeah, I mean, Club America's, they're not the team they were like 4 years ago, but they're still a really good team, and playing in that environment, the Club America fans, wherever they're playing, they travel so well. So it'll be really exciting to see if we do go on and play them, to have Club America come to Philly and see all their fans. It'll be really exciting. So that'll be great, and we'll see what happens. Obviously, next week I think will be a great way to see how we think we'll do, and if we come out well against Defense Force or even get that 0-0 draw, like I said, I think we'll go through and we'll be playing them. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And then the last pretty much Union news this week was the the new kit came out, and I really like it. I think it's really nice. It's obviously a little more graphic. It has different designs on it relating to Philadelphia and the whole 250th anniversary. So I really like it. I think it's really nice.
Yeah, I like the idea behind it. I think it's a little tacky. I don't like the way that it has the gold like sticker kind of looking stuff on it. I think it just looks a bit cheesy. I don't know. Maybe if I see it in person, it'd change my mind. I like the idea they had behind it. The little stickers, like the join or die snake on the back in the 1776 on the bottom left corner of the jersey. It's a good idea. I really like the idea behind it. I haven't seen it in person though. I think that might have to change my mind, but I think it's just a little bit too much, I think, in the background.
Yeah, I mean, I think they always have to do a little something crazy with the jerseys to, you're coming out with a new jersey every single year, so you need people to buy it. It needs to be really different. And this is a jersey that it's not anything like the traditional Union jersey we've seen ever, pretty much. So it'll be interesting to see in person. Obviously, once you see it in person, see it on the TV, you'll have your opinions changed. But I think the nicest one I've seen is probably either the LAFC kit, which was pretty traditional, or the New England Revolution one, which was a lot of color and pop. But I thought it was really nice. So.
Yeah, I think the New England one, I think it's a little too much going on there too. But I think overall, the St. Louis one I kind of liked. It was just a basic pattern, the gold. I like the little simplified patch. That was nice. And then San Jose, I really like their New Jersey. San Diego, of course, came out with theirs. It looked like a Cincinnati jersey, of course, with the orange, blue, and white. Cincinnati themselves coming out with a decent jersey. I think I like the concept. I would have to see it on the TV, I think. But outside of, I think, a really good batch of jerseys. Atlanta, again, going with a jersey that does not use any of their team's colors. But creative nonetheless.
Yeah, but just a pretty busy week in MLS overall, and really excited to get back to it. And as we look into MLS overall, we'll talk about Timo Werner, which I think is going to end up being a really big transfer. Obviously, you mentioned San Jose about their jerseys earlier, but San Jose, he joins them on a free transfer, I believe. And it's kind of crazy how 5 years ago Timo Werner was, I won't say on top of the world, but one of the best strikers in the world for sure. He had that amazing campaign at Leipzig in the 2019-2020 year, and he's still the fifth most expensive German transfer ever, going from Leipzig to Chelsea. So we'll see if he can regain that form, but obviously he's a big transfer for sure.
Yeah, I think he's one of the bigger transfers in the off season. And yeah, I'm excited to see what he'll do at San Jose.
Yeah, and then my next question is, how do you think Miami will do? Obviously, Busquets and Alba are gone now, but they've signed some new reinforcements.
Yeah, we'll see how he does with that. His original group of buddies that he brought over. A lot of big signings though. I think that'll help him out. Just it'll be interesting to see. I don't know. Maybe they bring another level because they are a little younger. Maybe they'll have some more stamina around them, but we'll see. I think it'll be a little more energy filled. They do have the defense in the back helping them out with Dane St. Clair coming in. I think they should be a really strong team again though, so that should be a worry in the East.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Dane Sinclair, probably for me the best goalkeeper in the league, and then Herman Bertame, obviously a big signing. I think around 12 million coming in from Mexico, so he'll be a great strike partner with Messi up top. Obviously, Allende finished the season really well, and then Serge Reguilon coming in and replacing Jordi Alba, so that'll be big as well. A little younger option, but he has great experience, Spurs and Brentford and other clubs across Europe. So it'll be interesting to see what Miami can do. And then the front three in Nashville, I think this could be a big talking point throughout the year. Probably the best front three in the country for sure, with Espinoza, Surridge, and Mukhtar. Obviously, we saw how good Surridge and Mukhtar were last year, but now with Espinoza too, a little more crafty, a little more skillful. Obviously, he can create even more to get up to Surridge.
Yeah, I think he's a lot more creative. He'll help give them a little better service, so it wouldn't just be all coming from their moments of brilliance. So I think that is a big worry, especially seeing as the Union do have a completely new defense. But they should be really interesting to watch. A lot of firepower. We lost Walker Zimmerman in the back, but I think that front three, like last year with Miami, the offense can bail out the defense a lot of times. So I think that team will just be putting a lot in the back of the net. If they click, of course. You have to see the chemistry between them. For them, hopefully it'll work out. I mean, that'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, scoring in this league, it's so crazy how even if you have a bad defense and you give up 3 goals, there are teams like Nashville, like Miami, who can just go and score 4 more. Crazy to me still how Espinoza doesn't stay with San Jose and how he ends up in Nashville, one of the best players in the league for sure. So I'd probably just tie this up. We'll look into some predictions. Who do you think will win the East and West?
I think it's going to come down just before the beginning of the season with the new transfers. I think it'll be between Nashville and Miami. I think in the West, we haven't seen much about it. San Jose, if Timo Werner clicks, if they had Espinoza, I would say they're a front runner. But the West honestly seems pretty even outside of LAFC. I think LAFC have a good shot. The Galaxy, I thought they would have a couple more big signings. I think they'll be in the mid-table, though. I don't think they have much to worry about. I think it really should just be LAFC. Maybe if Vancouver can keep playing well, but it's a big if because a lot of their guys, they've been at the team for a while. Their plan might be figured out this season, and that might be a worry for them. So I think LAFC are a front runner.
Yeah, I think as well in the West, LAFC and Vancouver for me probably are the main two, but we'll see if San Diego can recreate that form from last year. I think having a full season of a lot of these stars that came across in the summer will be really interesting, obviously. A full season of Sun at LAFC, a full season of Muller at Vancouver. We'll see if they can change it up. Obviously, LAFC came out pretty weak, but then once Sun got here, they're the best team in the country, without a doubt. So if they get a full season of him, maybe they can win the Shield. I wouldn't be surprised if they go ahead and win the Shield. Obviously, a lot of drama with Dennis Bouanga wanting to go to Miami, and if he ends up playing and ends up staying at LAFC, for me, they're the best team in the West for sure. In the East, I think Miami, obviously, another great season. Like you said, I think Nashville will be a contender, but I don't think they have the defense to back it up, even if they're out there scoring a ton of goals. And it'll be interesting, like you said, to see if they click. I don't know if the Union will be a top contender again this year. I think it'll be interesting to see how the start of the year goes. We'll need to change something up, I think. I don't think alone we have enough to be a contender. Obviously, every year, Columbus, Cincinnati, 2 other contenders. I think Cincinnati will be good. I don't know about Columbus. They're clearly, to me, they're on more of a downward trajectory. And then Chicago, obviously, Zinkernagel had a crazy year last year, so maybe they'll be up there again. Obviously, we beat them in the first round in the playoffs, so we'll see what happens. And then MLS Cup, who are you taking? I think I'm me personally, I'm going to take LAFC. I think they have enough to do it, and this year, with a full year of sun, I think they'll make it to the end. I think they'll play Miami.
Yeah, I think it'll probably be Miami LAFC. I'd have to go with LAFC because I just can't stand Miami at this point. They've just gotten pretty much anything they've wanted recently, and it just kind of annoys you seeing the way the Union have been able to get results without spending the money, and then makes you think if everyone else is trying to do the same thing, we're just doing it better. We'd have a lot more trophies by now.
Yeah, totally. And then just to close it out, a couple awards. Newcomer of the year. Any thoughts?
Probably Timo Werner. I think he's a really clinical finisher when he's in form. So I think he's probably my front runner for newcomer of the year.
Yeah, I think Werner will obviously be up there. I think Bertambe might have a chance to be in that conversation if he works well with Messi, and obviously if Messi's getting every single goal assist, maybe he doesn't end up getting it. But if he can work well and score a lot of goals coming off of assists from Messi, I think he might be in that conversation. I think Aladou, we'll see how he plays, but if he is what we hope he'll be, I think he has a chance to be in that conversation for sure as well. And then last one, just MVP. Obviously, it's hard to win the MVP in this league when Messi's in it, but I think there are so many guys who would be deserving in a year without Messi. Surridge, Zinkernagel, Son, I think he'll be in that conversation this year, and obviously Messi.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to pick one out of them, but I think personally I would count Zinkernagel out just because he doesn't have the team around him. I think by himself, if you put him on any other team, he flourishes. I think he's got a shot at the MVP, but just the team around him, I don't think they'll be able to give him the results, get those assists, get goals, and give him assists off of those the way he could. So I think I'd really have to count him out this year.
Yeah, but overall, I think it'll be a really exciting week. Obviously, next week we have the first Union game, so we'll be back to sum it all up probably. Hoping for a big Union win, and we'll see what happens. But that's all here from me, Christopher Colman, Theo Kuchar, Andrew Zimmerman on the production. Thank you for watching, and go Union.